My name is Paul Wilkinson, I'm a musician, and this video is talking about one of my favourite solo piano records. I don't often talk about specific albums, although I listen very many, but this is one that had a big impact on me 20 years ago when I think it came out. Keith Jarrett, the great American pianist, had been suffering with ME, like some people call chronic fatigue syndrome. Some people use the awful term yuppie flu. He was completely... I had a friend who had it and suffered with it around that similar period, and it feels like you're completely jet lagged and you have no energy. So Keith wanted to give his wife a present. So in December for Christmas, around December time '97, so I think a few months before, although I don't have the exact dates of that, he went into his beautiful home studio where he lives and recorded for just a few minutes at a time these collections of standards. Things like I Love You Porgy, I'm Through With Love, Blame It On My Youth, Someone to Watch Over Me, as well as folk songs like Shenandoah and My Wild Irish Rose. I suspect probably favourite songs of Keith's wife at the time. And so he went in a few minutes at a time and recorded this music in his own studio, on his own piano. And then, look what arrived today. The vinyl version of it. So I've just had a listen to it and it sounds fabulous. It's great to hear it. I wondered what it would sound like, but as far as I'm aware, Keith always recorded back then onto his DAT tape, so you've got a fairly decent source to start with. And then they've done a good pressing to vinyl, so it sounds absolutely fabulous. So then Keith recorded this music whenever he felt well enough to do it. And then I think he wrapped it up in some little DAT tapes actually for his wife and gave her them as a Christmas present. I don't think it was intended to be released, but it was the first playing he had done, and hence the title, The Melody at Night With You. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it now. Particularly a good quality recording of it, not just stream through your phone, to hear the nuances. I'm hearing things on the vinyl I've not heard on the CD, which is great to hear, little creaks of the chair and things like that, and a bit more of the sound of the room. It's a really interesting album to listen to because you can tell that Keith is weak recording just for a few minutes at a time, because the album gets louder, so you turn it down as you go along because he seems to get more strength. And it's all about, to quote his producer Manfred Eicher, it's all about, what does he say? Keith is the man of the song and the song of singing. So the minute the melodies got complex, Keith said he stopped. It was about actually playing the tunes. And if this sounds like, at the time I was playing a lot of what you could class as cocktail piano music, playing in hotels to make a living, keep the wolves from my door. And if you're just an average listener, you might just think it sounds like cocktail piano playing. Well, I suppose it probably is, but it's so hard to play the way that Keith plays on this album and not let the thread be broken. It sounds absolutely beautiful. And so I encourage you to go listen to this album. It's great to hear it on vinyl, having first heard it 20 years ago. I remember gathering around a CD player with some friends and listening to it and being so bowled over with it and going away and transcribing some of these pieces. And in fact, on YouTube, if you have a look, you'll find some people who do some very fine transcriptions of some of these tracks from The Melody at Night With You. So it just shows the power of music and how music doesn't come from music. It comes from something else, and Keith was in a certain state of being, which I know from my own experience, he could have only created the music when his self was in that state. So yeah, go listen to it, maybe late at night, or get a glass of wine or a nice cup of tea or something, and enjoy somebody staying truthful to the song and playing these melodies with such beauty and such expression. So I hope this has been interesting. This was a life-changing album for me, as I've said, for many, many reasons. And then Keith got stronger and was able to go back and play again. And then actually ECM have recently released an album called After the Fall, which is the first trio playing he'd done. It's amazing to hear how great his playing sounds. But yeah, do listen to this, all stripped back, just him playing on his piano at home alone. And if you're watching this at all, Keith, I just want to thank you so much for all the music and beauty you've shared with us over the years. So thanks for that, and thanks for watching, everybody.